What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're back on F1 25 for round number 8 of 10. We're in Singapore, one of my favourite circuits on the calendar to race in, and in recent times to watch. Of course, if you didn't see last video, in Monza we climbed to P8 and got a considerable amount of points with the team, but we have advanced talks with someone that we've been looking at since the start of the season, Fernando Alonso. One more until we have the in-game talks, but Fernando is looking for a reasonable size engineering force, a 7 fan rating and a 6 vehicle performance, 16 million salary, 2 million signing bonus, and of course that penalty will end up coming to 0 as time goes on. Of course, finishing that meeting, and we have obviously the official announcement, the contract window has officially opened, so we can now get some pens to paper or hands moving the paper out of their way for counter offers. But obviously, our head of personnel just saying to us that we have got contract window open. We have 2 of our current drivers, and we have a possibility of 3 other drivers. That other driver is going to be that we've been looking for 2027 since the start of 2026. Lewis Hamilton, 7-time world champion, joining the team as he's a free agent. 106 engineering, 7 reasonable things we can work with. The only thing that I'm trying to figure out now is money. Of course, we might not have the money. We might be going into negatives. Good thing is Fernando Alonso's meeting went very well. The one thing I'm only worried about for this next season's driver lineup is how are we going to be able to support it financially? I mean, with Fernando Alonso and Lewis Hamilton, that is a heavy amount of money. Of course, the only reason Lewis Hamilton is so low is because he was a free agent. If he wasn't a free agent, we're looking at 30 million for him in Ferrari. And I mean, I thought if we can get Lewis Hamilton, we might have to maybe drop back to Nico Hulkenberg. And even Nico Hulkenberg, his first offer that we saw last video, is still quite expensive. Of course, trying to get the control electrical improvements, of course, just doing both of them so we get them in time for Singapore. Not very important, but they are research complete on the durability side. And I mean, if you look at the running costs now, it's quite expensive. But also as well, we're just, I mean, let's have a look when it comes through again, unless we don't get any more interviews. But when it comes to it, I mean,
hey, Chief.
Nearly 900k and 2.3 million.
Don't forget to develop them.
Of course, the stuff that's in there is contract. But that's nearly $1 million. We're nearly at $1 million profit per base income. And that's not a lot. Doing the driver awareness, all of that stuff, making sure they're par for free. And all in all, making sure they do good. And we get the advanced tooling. That should be done anyway. But just having a look at anything we can do. And first thing that points out to me is durability breakthrough. Very easy pointed out straight away. Get that, and we can increase our chances of not DNFing from a race. But we do get reshape of the combustion engine in the research spot, and we might have another event. Endgame talks with Fernando Alonso. Very interesting endgame talks. This is where we send a contract to obviously Fernando in this situation to join us for next season. So 15 million, 1.8 signing bonus, and our chance of success is increased by 10%. And it looks good. Okay, it looks extremely good. I don't know if we'll have a response before the start of Singapore from from Fernando in terms of contract for next season. But it'd be always extremely interesting if we do get a response. HGU MGUH durability there. Endgame talks, advanced talks with Nico Hulkenberg. Of course, you can send a contract at any time throughout the season, but you have the risk of getting a penalty and being more. 40 million, not too bad. Of course, I'm not worried about these advanced talks, just getting them out of the way. Thank you. Thanks for your time. Bosh. Lewis Hamilton, endgame talks. To be fair, if I could choose out the two, it would have to be Lewis Hamilton. He's He's a lot of money. He's a lot of money. So I'm still thinking, but we are going to obviously send contracts to people. I'm not going to send contracts
Boss, we've
to
got
anybody.
interest.
We have got a
There's a
corporate
sponsor looking to
facility
work with
event.
us.
Ugly sponsor. You can see my reaction. Ugly sponsor. Word is out that Lewis Hamilton's thing was successful. Nico Hulkenberg and Alonso's contracts were successful to do. If we look at the drivers now, we have the opportunity to send them a contract. Fernando Alonso is not very happy, so that might be harder to negotiate for Fernando. But I went for 42% likelihood, a good signing bonus,
Try not to worry. I bet
but a little bit less on the salary.
That's business after
So
all.
I sent that.
I'll be back if I hear anything.
And it's just about 10%, a little bit under 10% more less that he wanted. I'm going to send the contract to Lewis Hamilton. And realistically, just the highest we can probably get in terms of contracts signed. And reduced annual salary is beautiful if we can get that, because the signing bonuses will just drain us. So yeah, just doing that slowly. If we get a counter offer, or if we have to send a counter offer, we will to both until we get hopefully both of them secured for next season, and hopefully they can secure it before we go into Singapore. We've got a little bit.
Hey, Chief.
Got 4
just a
days
reminder
until
to kick off
Singapore.
some research projects. We
And my
don't
fingers
want to
are
fall
crossed.
behind our rivals, and we haven't got
The
anything in the
reshaped
pipeline
combustion
at the
engine,
moment.
perfect.
Thanks.
Not too long to do on that one. That would be done, but hopefully, fingers crossed, before Qatar. And we have got a merchandising department for an upgrade. Very good. Base income, development, Bosch, personnel, nice. And race week is upon us with no response, which is interesting. Just checking the drivers just in case. I think. Oh, I didn't even clock that. We have got a facility improvement. Didn't even check that was there. Didn't even notice it. But we literally have one more upgrade on both pace and awareness until both of them are max level for phase 2, which is crazy. Crazy the fact that it's max level. But no response on 2026 drivers. No responses as of yet. But we are going to be driving. Well, we have to. Driving as Ollie Behrman, and that rating says it all. To be fair, look how much they progress. But during the end of qualifying, fire DRS kind of on the proper thing. When P14 car felt really nice. I think it's a strong competition this weekend. Getting the curves really well, getting a little bit of understeer as we approach the final 2 corners, and a little bit of a slide. I never normally slide on the final 2 corners, but we do settle a bit for P14, which I think is a mega job for the team. And
with
to be
qualifying
fair,
complete,
as the race
all that
goes on,
remains
double
now
Red
is the
Bull,
main event.
Russell,
We'll be
Hakkinen,
live and
Anthony,
uninterrupted
double
for the Grand Prix
Ferrari,
tomorrow,
Mayer,
so make sure you
Aston,
join
double
us
Williams,
then.
Haas. The competition is narrowing, but without further ado, it's a good position for both drivers. Let's go to the grid.
Marina Bay hosted a Grand Prix that briefly ran in the 60s and 70s, but the Garden City re-entered the calendar for good in 2008. We missed it for a couple of years, but it was great to come back to the Singapore Grand Prix. And here's our track, 4.94 kilometres long, and overtaking chances into the first corner, into turn 14 at the end of the Esplanade, and now into turn 16 in the newly reprofiled sector that we first ran on in 2023. Still though, it's punishing and tough on the brakes, and the heat and humidity will take an effect on our drivers. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Hakkinen, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, and Piastri, Leclerc, Mayer, Fernando Alonso, and Carlos Sainz, Albon, Ocon, Lance Stroll, and Behrman, Gasly, Lawson, Gabriel Bortoleto, and Nico Hülkenberg, Hadjar, O'Sullivan, Aaron, and Pepe Marti rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. Here we go then, the formation lap gets underway and the excitement here is building as we near ever closer to the start of the race. Which team...
Right guys, as we approach the end of the formation lap around Singapore, I've tried something new at the start of the races, and I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys like it. If you do, drop a like and comment if you do. If not, I will certainly go back to my old route, maybe switch it up a little bit. But without further ado, let's start in Singapore. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and the way we go in Singapore, it's going to be a good reaction time from both of the Red Bull drivers, but that is expected by how merchandised their car is. But down the inside, make it free wide between a Aston Martin and the Haas, trying to go round both Williams into the third corner, shaking all over the joint behind the Williams of, I'm pretty sure, Carlos Sainz. No, it's Alex Albon. And we get down the inside of Alex Albon. Lovely move and a lovely start at the Grand Prix as we're into P11, trying to chase Sainz into the second braking zone after the soon to be DRS straight. And because we get to anticipate every single one of the brake zones, the same we do for Alonso, carry a little bit too much speed, and we go back at Palimea, but no one's out of the race and no warning as of yet. But taking advantage of the fact that drivers have to anticipate each other's braking zones. Get 2 free positions. Leclerc and Ferrari, and well, to be at Ferrari in general, extremely slow around this corner. Maybe a less of downforce as we go try the inside of Palimea, bang a little bit of wheels. But I mean, the FIA ain't got involved, so I think that's a nice move. But Palimea is a quick driver. We've seen that throughout the whole season. We saw that in Australia when she did a superior move. Get past, I think it was Leclerc, but she is going to tap me, get that revenge back on me. She's going to send me off course, try, and Alonso tried to get past me. We are going to get the DRS. A little bit silly of her to try and pass before that, but we're going to go round the outside. She just clipped the curb a little bit too early on the turn in there, which probably defending the position. Squeeze her against the wall, have that pushing me off the track, but we do get our position and we keep 8th place, which we were in, of course, this time for last video. Of course, lap number 3 now, Palimea trying with the DRS. McLaren's DRS power is a lot more powerful than my own, and we just fake it to the right, to the left, and get down the inside. Lovely stuff. But P3 now, 5 seconds to Piastri and Leclerc. They're struggling. They're struggling, they're extremely struggling, but because we're trying to defend Palimea and we're not that quick towards Palimea, they are easily escaping them. I mean, you can see they're easily just gone. Same with the Red Bulls if you look on the mini-map. I mean, they're about to nearly start the 3rd sector, and George Russell's midway through the 2nd sector. But we've got a couple drivers in the pits. Max is going to come out probably in front of us, but Piastri definitely can get in front of Piastri. Palimea is still as we go off the track.
Okay, the pit window's open,
Palimea is
so
going to
let's
look for a
box
move
this
into
lap.
the first
Box
corner.
this lap.
We're going to break a little bit earlier so we can cut across. Nothing illegal about that there. Max Verstappen gets out with a 6-second gap pretty much. It will be 6 seconds by the time we stop fighting. There we go, goes up to 6. Of course, Science and Mayor DRS on myself, and I think it could be a new. I don't mind going down to 7. I wouldn't mind it, but we do maintain the defense. I got so much stronger on the defense tactics and how to defend properly in recent times, especially coming into season 2. Sorry, a lot of practice off camera at the end of season 1. Yeah, just getting that defense done, because a lot of people looked at my clips and said it was illegal. Kalime next to us, and we're going to do 2 red flags in a row caused by myself.
Okay, we've got a full
It was
course
into
caution.
first
The
gear.
safety car's
That's
out.
the problem.
Keep an eye on the delta.
We went down into first gear, and of course when I'm in second gear I can apply a little bit more power than usual, because you can get that carry on speed through the corner. But of course when you're in first gear trying to turn, you're just going to spin around. So unfortunately not where we could go, because I was expecting someone to turn around. So I was expecting someone to be like, okay, I'm going to now turn, and it would have been shockers. But second lights out, and away we go of this race, and we've climbed a good amount of position, and we are going to chuck down the inside of George Russell. A big amount of contact with George Russell into the first, second and third corner. I mean, I don't know who was at fault there looking at first, but they're going to play it back from a different point of view, and we're going to play it back from Max Verstappen's point of view. Watch for Max Verstappen. He goes to the outside line. He clips George Russell in the back right tyre there, but also gets cut across from George Russell himself, obviously depending on his position. But let's go have a look at George Russell's point of view. Starting P1, it's going to be lights out and away it can go for him. He gets a very slow reaction time compared to Lando Norris and Mika Hakkinen, but Mika Hakkinen's just going to go swipe across. He gets clipped, and then obviously not expecting it, because I was really turning into that corner. He just,
Watch the
unfortunately,
aggression, please.
I
We
was
don't
a
want to lose
passenger
places because of a
in
penalty.
that overtake. Of course, we get a thing from Mark. Please never overtake. Shush. It wasn't my fault. Unfortunately, that George Russell has got a lot of front wing damage, so he'll probably have to box at the end of this lap to go repair it. But we do have a lovely move down the inside of Mika Hakkinen. But we have got Max, we have got Mika behind us. We've also got 2 Ferraris behind us. I don't expect to stay in the podium, especially if we're doing risks like that, going into that corner, risking front wing damage. Mika Hakkinen does get past us. Max Verstappen's possibly going to get past us. But to be fair, position the car, we do a Max style of defence, and we do have the inside curb, and we managed to squeeze him out, stay in P2 for now. I think Max will just get past us. They're braking so early, it's for my advantage. Max is on the mediums, he can push that. It's the final lap. Lando Norris with an 18-second gap to myself. I mean, that's just because there's been so much fighting. And to be fair, my car's slow as anything. But Max, I think that is probably going to be the final move of the race, because obviously he's going to lose so much time. Oh, actually, he could gain it back again, because we're being stupid trying to gain the position. Max is going to look for a little bit. We have a little bit of a swivel on the exit there, and he has got a bit of DRS, but we have gained a significant margin. He's only going to take 1.5 tenths out of my stat, but Lando Norris is going to win in Singapore for Red Bull. But what felt like a dream at the start of this season, we've been developing the car, we've been researching, we've been upgrading everything possible. It was a fluke with Franco in season 1 in Austria, but it's not going to be a fluke now. This is hard-earned podium victory. Second place in Singapore with Ollie Behrman for the team. A significant jump will be made in the Constructors' Championship. Mark my words on that. We get second place in Singapore. Driver of the day yet again. And what a drive from us that was to claim a podium. What a drive that was. But all congratulations to Lando Norris as he closes himself in the Drivers' Championships, and Red Bull assisting more to their constructors with a 1-3, and we split the Red Bulls for the first time in history. I mean, to be fair, that is an absolute amazing result. I was really positive that I'd be winning races, second places this season, but it has come to slap me back. But we've slapped back harder to get our first podium of the season. I'm not expecting more, but that is definitely good motivation going in to Qatar and the season finale for season 2. What a motivation that is to go into. Let's go. Mega job on that. Mega job. Mega job. But yeah, it's good to see the podium celebration with my driver on it.
Like that, who knows
From
what the
14th
sport
to
has in
2nd.
store for us next
That
time
is
out.
crazy.
Be sure to
18
join us
points.
once again as we
Ocon
continue to
and
bring you
Haas
all the
score.
excitement of
Collects the
Formula
3.
1.
Carlos Sainz gets a good 6 in there. But I mean, there's nothing else really. Gabriel brought, let's say, 17th. I don't know how Liam Lawson did. I don't know. But very close for the Drivers' Championship. We're back into 5th, 3 points behind Williams. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm pretty sure it's Qatar in next video. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Finally a podium this season. Finally. And I'll see you guys in Qatar for the final sprint race of the season. Goodbye.